Okay, good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Am I audible or not? So please confirm me, anyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So just wait, I am starting. Okay, so let's start. We have covered in our previous classes, that is module 1. And today we will discuss the another new module, that is module 2. Okay, so in this part you have to know different types of control, that is the control action part. Okay, so at first we have to know the broad idea of that is a pneumatic controller. Okay, so this pneumatic controller, it is a one main instrument in our process control industries. Okay, so anyone, any idea in the pneumatic controller? Any idea, anyone? So please tell me what is pneumatic controller. No idea. Okay, so I'm telling that. So what is pneumatic controller? Okay, so this pneumatic controller, it is a mechanical device. It is designed to measure temperature or pressure and transmit a corrective air signal to the final control element. Okay, so I am repeats once again, what is pneumatic controller? A pneumatic controller, it is a mechanical device and it is designed to measure temperature or pressure, or sometimes it is also uses the flow rate, that is a level transducer, level measurement, and other parameters of the industrial processes. So this pneumatic controller, it is a mechanical device and it is designed to measure temperature, pressure, level, etc. And it transmit a corrective air signal to the final control element. Okay, so this is called the pneumatic controller. So, in the definition, you have to know that is this pneumatic controller, it is dependent on the flow of air pressure. Okay, so without air pressure, this pneumatic controller, it is not working. Okay, so this is very important things. A pneumatic controller, it is working based on the principle of the flow rate of the air. So in this screen, you have to see in this picture, this is a basically one pneumatic controller system. Okay, so in our application oriented, when we have to uses this pneumatic controller in our process control industries, it is also different looks. Okay, different likes looks, that is a sometime it is also limit switching device, that is pneumatic control switches, or sometimes it is also uses, that is a controller part, that is a proportional controller, pneumatic controller part. Okay, that is pneumatic proportional controller, pneumatic proportional integral controller, pneumatic proportional integral derivative controller. Okay, that means PI and PID. So all of you, the idea is given from your fifth semester, that is a control system. So in your control system subject, I think all of you some given idea of the controller part, that is a proportional controller, proportional integral controller, and proportional integral derivative controller. So these three controller part we have to uses in our process control industries, that with the help of the pneumatic controller system. So a pneumatic controller, it is a mechanical device. Okay, and it is designed to measure temperature, pressure, level, and it transmit a corrective air signal to the final control element. Okay, so this is called the pneumatic controller. So here you can see this is basically one broad block diagram of the pneumatic controller part. So here you can see this is a basically mechanical device, that is a pneumatic controller part. So here you can see this is a one valve, that is the inlet, and here you can see this is the outlet valve. So in this pneumatic controller, it is also uses the measure of the flow rate, or sometimes it is also level measurement, sometimes it is also temperature measurement, and so on. So this is a basically one pump controller we have to attach in the process. This process, it is given the output to the input section of the pneumatic valve. And another one we have to use it, that is a air pressure. So here you can see this is a one air pressure cylinder we have to use this. This is in this picture we have to use it, that is 20 psig. Okay, so this is a one air pressure. So when you have to give in the air for control the pneumatic controller system, so some pressure, air pressure you have to given, that is a some limited or some measurement of the pressure we have to measure from here. Then this is also one transmitter circuit which is transmit the signals. That means when an engineer or when a worker, it is note down the total day, that is how it is working, that what is the basic rating of this pneumatic controller part. So at that time we have to uses this transmitter circuit, transmit the output and input signals also. And this transmitter circuit, it is also connected, these are the head part, that is called a head. Okay, pneumatic controller head part, and this is the basically rest of the body. So this is basically one cross-sectional or block diagram view of the pneumatic controller. Okay, so it is clear all of you. So I am given the overview idea what is pneumatic controller and what is the basic application in this pneumatic controller part. It is clear all of you? No one is response. So what is the reason?
Application application
Yes. The application of this pneumatic controller part, when we have to measure in our process control industries, sometimes you have to measure the temperature measurement system, certain a device or furnace. So in this device, we have to use this pneumatic controller part. And sometimes also flow control rate or flow rate measurement. Okay, so this pneumatic controller we have to use this, and another also pressure measurement. So these are the basically broad area. So this pneumatic controller are used in automatic control system. So this is also automatic control system, it is automatically working, and this pneumatic controller part, it is working dependent on the air pressure. Okay, so this is very important. So this pneumatic controller, it is uses in automatic controller system, and it is used for the flow rate measurement, pressure measurement, temperature measurement, level measurement, and other parameters of the industrial processes. Okay, so these are the basically broad application area of the pneumatic controller part. Okay, so just wait, I am sharing another part. Okay, so this is the basically introduction part. What is the basic objective of pneumatic controller? So in this module we have to cover. So students are able to this knowledge, that is explain the various steps involved in electro pneumatic parts, list 7 basic electrical devices used in electro pneumatic controller part. Okay, and describe the constructional details of the solenoid valve. So in this pneumatic controller part, we have to discuss different types of valve. Okay, and also explain the different operation control device. So these are the basically device we have to attach in this pneumatic controller part. This is limit switch. Okay, we have to use different types of sensor. Okay, we have to use timer circuits, and we have to use counters, and pressure switches. Okay. So these are the basically one by one we have to discuss shortly. So these are the basically uses in the pneumatic controller part. Different types of limit switches, different types of sensor. That means temperature sensor, level sensor, flow rate measurement sensor, pH measurement sensor, etc. So these are the basically sensor we have to use in this pneumatic controller part. Okay. Then we have to use a timer circuit. So with respect to timing, we have to control the, with respect to the timing, we have to control the flow rate, we have to control the pressure measurement, we have to control the temperature monitoring system. So at that time we have to given the timer in the timer circuits, which is operated in the pneumatic controller part. Okay. Then counter part. So all of you, the idea is received from your digital electronics knowledge. So here we have to use it, that is counter circuit. So this counter, it is a very important device we have to use it in this pneumatic controller part, which is count the basic parameter. That means when you have to use this industry purpose in the pneumatic controller part, it is counted, that is input or output, the time oriented cycles also. Okay. And also we have to use this different types of pressure switches. Okay. Another one, differentiate between the capacitive and inductive proximity sensors. So this is a one another sensor we have to use this in this pneumatic controller part. This is a proximity sensor. So this proximity sensor, it is also classified into two types. One is the capacitive type proximity sensor. Another one is the inductive proximity sensors also. Okay. And next we have to know, that is differentiate between the dominant and of latching circuit. Okay, so this is a latching circuit where we have to use the timer circuits. So in that regards, we have to also latching circuits we have to attach in this pneumatic controller part. Another, design single actuator electro pneumatic circuits. Okay, another one, design a sequence circuits with 2 or 3 cylinders. So cylinder means that is a air pressure. So I am given the first idea. So without air pressure, okay, or without air, flow rate of air, this pneumatic controller or pneumatic valve, it does not working. So this air pressure, it is also basically input of the one pneumatic controller part or pneumatic valve. Okay. So I just example one given. All of you seen this pneumatic valve related one applications. So you have to seen the truck. Okay, that is a long truck. That is a 18 wheels or 16 wheels truck. So in nowadays we are uses in this truck in a braking system, that is a air braking systems. Okay, so this air braking system, it is basically working in the fundamental of the pneumatic controller. Okay, so this is a basically air, this pneumatic controller braking system in the large vehicle, and also it is uses in train. Okay, and sometimes it is also another vehicles also you have to use it. So this is the basically broadly applications of the pneumatic controller part. Okay, it is clear all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we go the broadly discussion. So this is a basically introduction part. I am telling the broadly, that shortly you have to given the what is pneumatic controller part, what is the basic applications, and what is the basic different parts of the pneumatic controller part. So this pneumatic controller part we have to use this in our different types of process industries. That means you have to use this automobile industries, you have to use this chemical plant or food and beverage packaging systems. We have to use this pharmaceutical industries where the medicine it is produced. Okay, and we have to use this. This is production unit or assembly unit of process control plant. So this electro pneumatic control, it consists of electrical control systems, and also this is a electromechanical control system also. Okay, so this is very important. So this pneumatic controller part, it is also a pneumatic controller part, it is a electromechanical part, and it is operating pneumatic power systems, and it is in this solenoid valves are used as interface between the electrical and pneumatic systems. And this device like limit switch and proximity sensors are used to the feedback elements. So feedback elements, I am given the idea in the module 1. that is the open loop control system and closed loop control system. So all of you seen this closed loop control system where we have to use this one feedback loops. So in this pneumatic controller part, we have to use the feedback elements or feedback loop, that is the different types of limit switch we have to use this, or proximity sensor. So this proximity sensor or limit switches we have to use this pneumatic controller part for the feedback elements. Okay, and this pneumatic controller, it is basically working pneumatic and electrical technologies also. It is more widely used for the large applications. Okay, so I am given the application area of the pneumatic controller part. This electro pneumatic, it is a signal medium, and the electrical signal, it is working in the two modes, either it is working in the AC or DC. So this is a big advantages of pneumatic controller part. So we have to working in this pneumatic controller part in the AC device, and another that is a DC also. AC DC both are source are it is uses for the pneumatic controller part. As this working medium is compressed, that is the air. So I am telling that without compressed air or air pressure, this pneumatic controller it is does not working. Okay, and the operating voltage, when you have to connected the electrical network, that is electrical lines, so it is required 12 volt to 20 volts are often uses. That means when you have to use this pneumatic valve or controller part, that is application oriented, it requires the different types of voltage, operating voltage ranges. Okay, the operating voltage range is 12 volt to 220 volts often uses, and the final control valve, it is activated by the solenoid actuation also. Okay, so these are the basically introduction area of the pneumatic valves also. And another part, so this pneumatic controller part, it has a one spring. So this spring, it is called the single solenoid, and it is using the another solenoid, that is a double solenoid valve. That means double spring we have to use as another. So this is a single cylinder or single solenoid cylinder. Sometimes it is also 2 or 3 solenoid valve or cylinder we have to use it in the pneumatic controller part. Okay, so in according to the application area and size of the device, we have to use this, the solenoid cylinder in the pneumatic controller part. So this electro pneumatic controller systems, it carried out the either using the combination of relay and contactors, or with the help of programmable logic controller. It is another one device. So programmable logic controller, so you have to given certain idea in the programmable logic controller. So this is a one device which is connected to the pneumatic controller system, which is uses for the control the pneumatic valve operations. So in the programmable logic controller part, we have to programming in the PLC. Okay, so according to this given programming language, this PLC it is working for the pneumatic controller valve. And relay, it is uses for the convert the signal input from the sensor, different sensor and switches also. Okay, that means relay we have to use in this pneumatic controller part for the convert the signal input from sensor and switches to number of the output signals. Okay, and this signal processing can be easily achieved using relay and contactor combination. So this is a relay and contactor. It is very important for our output processing of the pneumatic controller valve. So this signal processing, it can be easily achieved using these different types of relay and contactor combination circuits also. Okay, so these are the basically broadly idea, that is we have to use this in this pneumatic controller valve. It has different parts, that is the relay we have to use this, we have to use a solenoid cylinder, we have to use a limit switch, we have to use a PLC medium, we have to use different types of contact service. Okay, so, we have to use different types of sensors also. So these are the basically different parts which is connected to the pneumatic controller actions parts. Okay, so it is clear all of you. Okay. So this pneumatic controller part, it has a basic one big advantage. Okay. So because it is integration of various types of proximity sensors. Okay, which is working in the different types of electrical devices, and PLC are very effective. It is control uses. So this signal speed with electrical signal can be either much higher cycle, time can be reduced, and signal can be conveyed over long distance. Okay, so this is another part. So this controller part, that is pneumatic controller part, we have to use it for the long distance area where the process or plant it is distance from the control rooms. So we have to use this pneumatic controller part valve or controller part, we have to use a long distance. So this signal speed with electrical signals, it can be much higher cycle, time can be reduced, and signal can be conveyed over long distance also. Okay, it is clear all of you? Anyone any questions? So please ask me. Another one. So this electro-pneumatic controller, it is mainly classified into three important steps. Okay. So first one, that is a signal processing. Okay, signal input devices. Another one is the signal processing. Another one is the signal outputs also. So first, signal input devices. So this signal generation, it such as a switch or different types of controller part. Okay, contactor part. So these various types of contact or proximity sensor we have to use in this signal input. Okay, so this is a basically electro-pneumatic controller part. It mainly three important steps are involved in this pneumatic controller part. So first one, that is the signal input device. Okay, signal input device. Number two, that is the signal processing device. Another one is the signal output device. So in the corresponding of the signal input, first one we have to consider the signal input device in the pneumatic controller part. So this signal input device, it signal generation such as switches and different types of contactor part, and it is uses the various types of contact and proximity sensor for the input device of the signal input devices in the pneumatic controller part. Okay, number two, that is signal processing. So this use of combination of different types of contactors of the relay or using the programmable logic controller. So when you have to operate this pneumatic controller part, so we have to use the signal processing. So use of combination of different types of contactors of the relay and or uses different programming of the programmable logic controller using the PLC, that is called programmable logic controller. Number three, that is the signal output. Okay, the output is obtained after processing or used for the activation of solenoids. That is that different types of cylinders we have to uses, or inductors, coils, or audible alarms we have to use it. So in our application, that in our output of the pneumatic controller part, we have to use these outputs obtained after processing are used for the activation of the solenoid valves or indicators or audible alarms we have to use it. So please remember these things also. This electro pneumatic controller part, it's mainly three important steps are involved. First one, signal input device, which is basically connected different types of switch and contactor, and also various types of proximity switches or proximity sensors. Okay, so the third one, that is a signal outputs. This signal output, it is uses the different activation of solenoid switches or indicators, or another one, that is the audible alarms. We have to uses the output sections. Next, another important part, that is 7 basic electrical device which is commonly used in the pneumatic controller part. Okay, so this 7 basic electrical device commonly use the control of fluid power systems also. First one, that is the manually actuated push button switches. Okay, so this is a push button switch. Manually we have to operate it, but manually to actuated these push button switches. Number 2, that is a limit switch. Number 3, pressure switch. Number 4, solenoids. Number 5, that is a relays. Number 6, timers. And number 7, that is a temperature switches. So these are the basically 7 basic electrical device. It is commonly used for the control of the fluid power systems with the pneumatic controller part. Okay, and other device we have to use as electro pneumatics are, that is a proximity sensor. Another one is the electric counters also. So these are the another one, proximity sensor and electric counters. It is uses in the electro pneumatic controller part. So first we have to discuss different types of push button switch. Okay, so this push button switch, it is used for close or open or electric control circuits also. Okay, so this is another one important term, that is a push button switch. It is used for the close or open and electric control circuit. They are primarily used for the starting and stopping the operation of machinery part, and they also provide manual override when the emergency arises. Okay, so when any emergency condition is done by this electro pneumatic controller system, so you have to manually operated these push button switches. These push button switches are actuated by pushing the actuator into the housing. So this cause set to contacts, either it is open or it is closed. Okay, so this is basically push button switches. So these push button switches, according to their constructional view, we have to classify these push button switches in 2 categories. One is the momentary push button, another one is the maintain contact or detect push button also. Okay, so this momentary push button, it is another one, return to their unactuated position where they are released. That means when you have to press the switching of this momentary push button switches, so it is also on. That is when you have to press the push button of the switches, the switch is working, that is switch is on, but the position it is also another, that is a position it is also same to same previous one. So when you have to push buttons return to their unactuated position when they are released. That means when you have to off the switches, it is also present in the present in the past positions also. So this is basically momentary push button switches. Okay, and it maintained mechanically latch circuit, and it is push button has a latching mechanism to hold it in the selected positions also. Okay, it is clear, all of you? Next, so
Yes.
yes, thank you. So in according to the functions, this push button, it is also another classification we have to done for their according to their functions also. So the contact of the push button is distinguished according to their functions. So please remember these 3 things. This is very important for a push buttons classifications. One is the normally open, NO type. Then number 2, that is a normally closed, that is NC type. And number 3, that is a changeover, that is CO type. So when you have to working in a process industries plant or device, so you have to working that is a different operations of this pneumatic valve, pneumatic controller part. So in the pneumatic controller valve, in their body, you have to see these types of symbol, that is a NO, NC, CO. So this is NO, that means a normally open type switches or valve. Then this is normally closed type valve, okay, or push button, that is a push button switches. Then another one, that is CO. That is CO means that is a, you have to know the changeover type push button switches. Okay, so these three terms, it is very very important for your practical oriented. You have to, when you have to job in your industry oriented or working or power plant or something like that, industry oriented. So these three things you have to also know. That is the NO means that is a normally open types of push button, NC means that normally closed type of push button, CO means that the changeover types of push button switches. Okay, so I just given the diagram, so you have to given the certain idea is given. So in this picture, here you can see these are the, we have to see in the first one, that is a normally open types of pneumatic or push button switches. Okay, so here you can see this is a basically contact part. This is a basically one spring. Okay, this is the push button and this is a basically switching element. So now first when you have to see, this is the normal position. That means here no contact to the this part and this part. So this is called, that is a normally open push button switch. Okay, so when you have to press this button, that means this you have to press this button. So it is also working. So it is also pressing this spring part. So this spring part, it is deformed. That is a this part and this part, it is contact part. So this is basically actuated positions. Okay, so this is basically symbol of the normally open push button switches. So this is basically first one, normal position, when you have to no pressure to the push button switches, and when you have to pressure is to given in the push button switches, it is working in this cultures. And this is the basically symbol. Okay, sometime, so please everyone remember these symbols also, because when you have to working in a plant or industries, so this type of symbols you have to given in the body of the different valve or machines or instrument. Okay, so in this type of symbols you have to know that is a normally open type limits push button switches we have to use this. Okay, so this is a basically symbol. Another one we have to consider as a normally closed. So this is normally closed, that means the NC. Okay, so these are the basically diagram of the normally closed type switches. So this is, here you can see this is basically normally position. Here is spring you have to turn. This is a push button and this is connected. But when you have to, that means it is normal position. It is also closed pattern or closing. But when you have to press in the push button switches, this is also, here you can see this is also some difference coming in the first part and the second part also. Okay, that means these are the basically this one and this one. These are the basically distance. These are the dot means that is a distance. Okay. Firstly, this is the closing position, that is a normally closed. That's why you have to call. That is a normal position of the NC type. That is a normal closed type of push button switches. When it is working, when you have to any press down in the push button switches, something like that. These are the basically actuated positions. Okay, and this is the basically symbols of the normally closed type switches. It is clear, all of you? It is very important part.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I just request everyone, please write your own name and roll number in the chat box also. And please anyone take the screenshot of the participant list. Okay. And then after ending the class, you have to send me my WhatsApp. Okay. Next, another number third switch, that is the changeover. Okay. That is a changeover. That is CO. We have to call that is CO, that is changeover the push button switches. So here you can see this is the basically diagram of the changeover limit switches. Okay, so this is the normal positions. This one spring it is done also here. This is a push button switches where we have to pushing the switches. Then when you have to push the switches, the condition here you can see these two are the closing positions, but here you can see these are the basically difference. That is a one blank position it is given. So this is basically first you have to call the normal position of the changeover limit switches, and this is one. Another one is the actuated positions of the signals, and this is basically symbols of the normal changeover limit switches. So here you can see when this is also connected, this is also normal positions, this one, and when this is connected to the number 4, that is 1 and 4, this is called the actuated positions. Okay, so these three symbols, it is very important for your industry part when you have to jobs in the industry oriented. So this is first one, normally open type limit switch. First one, there is a normally closed type of switch, and another one, the changeover push button switches. So these three are the push button switches, which is very important. So this cross section views you have to see in the figure. Okay, so these are the basically different types. That is a push button and relay. Another one we have to use as timers and counters. So basically the two terminals we have to use. One is the normal closed types, another one is the normally open type. So these are the basically number 1, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4, and 7, 8. So in this picture here you can see that we have to use this different types of picturing position. Here you can see these are the basically two NO. Two NO means normally open. NC means that is a normally closed. So here you can see these are the basically open. That is a two open switches connected from this part to this part. Another one is a two no connection. Sorry, not connected NC type switches. That is a normally connected switches. Is the these two parts also. So this is momentary contact type push button switches or PB station or push button switches. Sometimes it is called. So this first digit indicates the function of the contact, and second digit represents a serial ordering. That is a 3 and 4 represent that is a no contacts. Okay, this is no contact, and 1 is the serial of the, that is these are the basically symbols of the momentary contact type of push button switches. Another one here you can see this is a maintain contact type. This second part, this is the maintain contact type or detain push button switches. It is basically logically you have to use that is a two normally open and also two normally closed. So in this moment maintain contact type push button switches, we have to use parallelly two operations. One is use two no contact type switches, another one two is the normally open and normally closed type switches. So first digit indicates the function of the contact, and second digit represents the serial ordering. Okay, serial ordering of the 3 and 4 it represent that is a no contacts, and 1 is the serial number. So these are the basically logic 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the uses of this? One is the momentary contact type push button switch, another one is the maintain contact type push button switches. Okay, it is clear all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so this is very important part we have to cover. So next day we have to continue another part, that is the limit switches. Next part we have to discuss. Then you have to discuss pressure switches. Then you have to discuss the different solenoid valve or solenoid drives also. Another one, there is a spring or solenoid valve we have to discuss next classes also. Okay, so please everyone be present, and please tell your friends to joining the class, because this is very important for your future aspects also. Okay. Okay, so anyone any questions or any doubt from the this part also? And Abhijit, please take a screenshot right now, and then you have to send me, because right now the 10 students are present. Abhijit, please hear me.
Yes, sir. Taken.
Okay. 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 Thank you. So anyone, any questions or any doubt from this part? So please ask me. Okay, so next we have to know that is our limit switches. This is basically another one part. This any switch that is actuated due to the position of a fluid power component. Okay, usually a piston rod or hydraulic motor shaft or the position of the load is termed in these uses in these limit switches. So the actuation of a limit switch, it provides the electrical signals that causes an appropriate system response also. Okay, so this limit switch, it is perform the same function as the push button switches. These push button are manually actuated, whereas limit switches are mechanically actuated. So these are the basically limit switches. Its function, it is same as to the push button switch, but in this push button switches we have to use the manually, but in this limit switches it is working according to the mechanical knowledge, or mechanically we have to control these limit switches also. So there are two types of limit switches we have to classify it. One is the that is the lever actuated contacts, another one is the spring loaded contacts also. Okay, this is basically, here you can see one spring we have to use here, and one rotating device. This is a rotating device which is pressing down. What is when it is pressure given, that is this switch is, it is a closing positions. Okay, these are the basically symbols of the limit switches. There is a cross sectional view of these limit switches, and this is the basically symbols. So in the lever type, this is basically lever type limit switches, and lever also, this is a spring types of lever limit switches we have to use in our process control industry. So please remember these things. Limit switch, pneumatic controller, it is basically classified into two categories. First one, that is the lever actuated contacts type of limit switch. Another one is the spring loaded type of limit switches. Okay, so in these pictures we have to uses the spring type limit switches. The contacts are operated rapidly also. It shows the simplified cross sectional view of the limit switches also. Okay. Okay. So anyone, any questions? So please ask me, because time is right now ending. Okay, no one, no doubt, no questions.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so I am ending the session. Okay, thanks everyone. So we will continue in our next classes, other different parts of the pneumatic controller parts. Okay.